We have a girl, we have a lady, we have a woman. Okay, we have a married woman. Oh, let me take it this way. Let me take it this way. A girl, that is a young girl child. A lady, she has grown up to a puberty stage and above. A woman that has gotten to a stage of, you know, to be married. She's in a level where she can actually get married and start having children. We have a married woman. That is the woman that is married under the influence of a man. Then we have a divorcee. She has gone through the journey of being married and she's out of it without a child. Then we have a single mother that is a divorcee. That is, she has children. She has gone through the journey of being married and she's on another pathway. Then we have a married again. That is, she has gone through the journey of being married. She was once a divorcee and she's a married again. She has married. And we have the widows. You can tell that if we keep listing these things, we can keep going on and on and on. And one thing I have learned through my journey is that no matter the level you are as a girl, as a lady, as a woman, there are expectations from the society. And for some people amongst us that don't really know the kind of woman they are, they've not been able to become a woman of their own. Like I've explained in my previous videos, they are falling into these expectations of the society, and that is affecting their life. I fall into two categories that are really, really prominent. That is being a woman and also being a single mother. So this video is in two phases. Societal expectations as a woman and societal expectations as a single mother. I'm going to be linking the two videos to this one and the next one. But today, let's take a look at societal expectations as a woman. And I'm willing to hear some of your own expectations you have actually seen in the society. And for somebody like me, that I used to be a woman that does not really know what she wanted, I think I was before an ordinary woman. I didn't really know the kind of purpose I served until I graduated into becoming a woman in a prime. And when I attained this level, I figured that societal expectations is real. And if you're not able to tackle these expectations, you will continue to fall victim. And I have decided to share some of them on this channel. One of the expectations I have really, really noticed that the society will always expect from women without even considering what it is on them. It is endurance of pain without complaint. Hmm. When I was going through my journey then, in fact, I don't know what else I can use to define pain. I feel so bad within me that I know these things are not actually meant for me. You might have actually understood that there is a journey that you are walking on a path that is not for you. You are feeling so much pain than pleasure. When something is giving you more pain than pleasure, it shows you shouldn't be there in the first place. Society expects women to endure pain for as long as it takes without them complaining. And do you know what this usually causes on women that are choosing this notion? Eventually, what they are going through that pain for, out of 100%, only 10% of them eventually reap the reward of this pain. Take a critical look at it very well. My mom is an example. Until she died at the age of 55, without even seeing her children graduate from the university, even after she has wished and hoped all her life that she will see us in this uniform, and by then she's going to be free, and then she's going to start living a fulfilling life. But do you know what happened before we could attain that level? She developed high blood pressure. She started having emotional breakdown. Those things are already within her. But she was going through all of these things just to be able to see her children go through in life. Hoping, waiting, wishing that she would be able to attain a level of freedom when these children are out of that. But she could not even live to see them out of it. We women endure so much pain. We try to harbor so much pain within us with the hope that someday it is going to get better. I'm not actually saying you should not hope for the best. There's a difference between persevering for a good purpose and going through pain for something that is vague. You have to understand the reason why you are going through this pain. And if this pain is more than the pleasures you are getting, then it is time to start questioning your decisions. The society expects you to go through so much without complaining. It expects us to go through so much without complaining. Don't get me wrong, I'm not just the fanatics of woman, but I'm so in support of woman having a world of her own. A woman should not be saddled with the responsibility of bearing children alone. She should also have a life within herself she can call home. Not because she does not want to be submissive, but because she needs to be a whole before she can actually take part in whatever it is that need her full attention in life. This is one of my sentences in in the book I wrote there, The Independent Woman, and also Becoming a Young Woman. You should be able to understand the reason why you are going through some pain. And if the pain is more than the pleasure, you need to start questioning. It is not a matter of complaining these things, it's about you justifying your action and giving yourself objective reasons for taking up some choices in the first place. The second expectation by the society is that at certain ages of every woman's life, she needs to start attaining some things. Now, most times as women, when we start attaining a kind of age level, the society believes that there are things we need to be attaining. Okay, I'm just going to be using the instance of a married woman here because I think that is majorly the theme of this video. When you get to a certain age, actually we have like 8 divisions of this woman earlier. You've gotten to the point whereby you're a woman that has attained the level or the age of getting married. And you are not married by then. They will start questioning you why. People will start looking at you as if something is wrong. Then they will start giving you different notions as regards to why you've chosen not to marry yet because they are expecting you to tell them you want to get married. They will start questioning the kind of work you do. They will start questioning the kind of people you mingle with. They will start questioning the kind of lifestyles you have. They will start questioning the kind of belief you carry. They will start questioning your appearance. They will start giving you different notions why you are choosing to still stay single when you're supposed to be married. And do you know what will happen again when you eventually get married? They will give you a picture of what your husband looks like. Then you're married, you don't have kids yet. Then another problem. They will start asking you why you don't have children. Are you a barren? Before they can even start questioning your husband, it will take a lot of questioning from you before they go to him. Because they believe you are the one that should be able to contain all of this because you are a woman. And a woman is a vessel that takes in a lot of things. At ages of every woman's life, society will always expect you to be in a particular level. But this is not the time. You see, the time of letting people live up to your expectations or you living up to people's expectations has passed at this phase and at this level that I've actually understood the journey of a woman because I have walked through this path, living up to expectations because of the age and levels. It will give you a lot of headache, a lot of mental stress, a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of financial inadequacies that you can ever imagine. Everybody is having his or our own individual life, and we are going to be walking through the pace and phase of life at our own time. I might sit down here, talk about how to make money, talk about how to live a life of freedom, talk about how to be the best version of yourself. But when you don't sit down to realize the reason why you need that video, if you don't sit down to analyze all the things I've explained here, if you don't sit down to start making use of all the things I say here, all I'm just saying is just notions and words. That means you are only going to realize things at your own time, not at the pace of what somebody else wants you to do something. People will expect you to fall into different categories based on age interval, but you need to be able to understand why you are taking up these decisions, why you are stepping up into that category. You need to give yourself the reason based on your own conviction, not the conviction of others. The top expectations I have been able to point that the society will always expect from you is that your husband is the king and you shouldn't question him. I talked about this in one of my videos. That is, religious beliefs we have actually coined, we have normalized. Religion believes holding us back, yes. And these are the things that religion has taught us that at this point we need to start questioning. Not because I'm not a Muslim, not because I don't practice my deen, but because we have seen the way people are using these privileges and they have misused the opportunity so much that it is doing us a lot of bad than good. That is why I am talking about them. Not because I'm not submissive, not because I'm not willing to be under any man's influence, but if I'm going to be under any man's influence, I need to understand the kind of picture he's projecting. Husband is the key, and you shouldn't question him. You have to just be there to help him. And sometimes helping him is only going to be a factor if he allows you to do that. I have seen marriages, I have been through one, I have seen relationships that when the husband takes up decisions, you are not supposed to question his authority. And the society will always expect you to stick to that. Before I got married, I'm the type of person that don't like staying at home. After marriage, my ex-husband would tell me I have to stay at home from morning till night, Mondays to Sunday, and like that all through the calendar. It got to a point I got tired. I don't have a smartphone. There is no television. There is no light. And you expect me to stay in that house for as long as you want me to go crazy? And you are going out there through me. I can't mingle with people. When I even go out to go and pray, when I go out during Ashray, I will stay in the masjid from Ashray to Maghrib and Isha because I am the only one in the house. And when you come back from work, you fight me because I'm sitting out there just to feel the environment. Why are you so selfish? That's what I think. And people then were telling me that he is the man of the house, I should stay wherever he puts me. And where he puts me is giving me a lot of mental instability. Sometimes we need to analyze the way these people make their decision. When a man is good, when a man knows his dame, when a man understands the rights and the words he needs to play on his wife, he wouldn't question some things that shouldn't be questioned. He will give you the liberty to be who you are. But when a man starts questioning the kind of person you want to become, out of the fact that he has some insecurity issues or because he has a lot of inadequacies, then you need to start questioning him. People, society expects that a husband is the key, and you shouldn't question his authority. But when his authorities are being misplaced, you need to question where he is putting them. And it is not because this society don't even know, but because most of these people are scared. They can't even stand up to own their voice, and they expect everybody to be in that category. Remember, you are a single identity. You are a single person, and there is only one you in the entire world. The fourth societal expectation that I actually battled with, in fact, that took me years, it took me close to 2 years before I could actually wrap my head around it, is never, never let your marriage go. You see, never letting your marriage go depends on the decision you and your husband are making. Never let a marriage go. If your husband is putting in the work and you're also putting in the work, never let a marriage go. If your husband understands his assignment and is putting in his very best, he's putting in his very best, and the best is not really looking convincing, you should be giving helping hand there. Never let a marriage go. If the pleasure is more than the pain, never let a marriage go. If your marriage is giving you happiness like no other and you feel safe in that environment, but you should let a marriage go when your value, your standard, your individuality is misplaced and is being questioned. A marriage that does not allow you to become your person, a marriage that does not give you satisfaction, a marriage that does not feel safe physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, societally, financially, it's time to start questioning. I remember when I was leaving, I was about to leave, I was asking a lot of people. Some people would tell me I should manage. I'm the one providing food. I should keep doing it. It will realize someday. I'm not working. He told me not to work. I should stay home. Let him do the work. I don't have a smartphone. I don't need one. Let him use his. I should get a smartphone. I don't have friends. I don't need to attend party. I should stay back. Point one. Point two. Like five things mentioned. I have to maintain that space. Now, what happens to me after? Truly, I maintained all those things. I don't have a phone. I was there. I shouldn't have friends. I was there. I shouldn't have work. I was there. I shouldn't go anywhere. I should do the cooking. I was there. But you know what happened? I started developing high blood pressure. My health was going down. Sometimes I would just act out of randomness. Then a nurse told me I'm having issues with my mental. Then I sat down and think about it as well. When I hear a loud bang, I'm always scared. I started having this internalized tension within me. Don't get me wrong. It is different story for different people. Only you know exactly what it is. Only you have a clearer picture of exactly what it looks like. Nobody will give you the full analysis of the context. But you have to be able to break the whole of this down into your own lifestyle. And that is how you can have a clearer picture of exactly what it looks like and feels like so you can start making your decision. If a marriage does not feel safe, does not give you that feeling mindset, it gives you a lot of pain than pleasure, then you need to let go of societal expectations. The society is just there at that spot because you are allowing them. Do you know what has happened so far? When I decided to let go of the marriage, in fact, I talked about you seeing your environment as a box sometimes. I figured my environment was a box. Do you know what I did? I left the place. Those that know me before don't even know where I am now. Some don't even know if I still exist. And that is it. Eventually, they will stop talking about you. But when you keep feeding them, they will keep talking and talking. You have your reasons, except you're not living for a good reason in the first place. But when you are living for a very convincing and future healthy reasons, you realize that you have more in you. You need to start upholding. You do not have the misconception of societal expectations when it comes to you taking a decision. But please be intentional, not just radical about your decision. And one of the next societal expectation I've actually learned as a woman that I battled with after a while is after kids, nothing more. You have to keep nurturing those children, and that is the end of your life. My dear sister, that is a not lie. I've never sit down to compile a full booklet of a book when I was married. I compiled a full booklet of a book when I left my marriage with two kids. I have never for once in my life put money together to get accommodation, not just a single room, not a room self-contained. After I left my marriage, I was able to work, though it was not easy because it was the beginning. I was able to work, put thousands of naira together, close to 1 million, to get a room, a parlor, a kitchen, a toilet, a veranda with a compound, with two kids without a man. And that was just a starting point. Do you know what I'm capable of doing now? A lot. In fact, next year, inshallah, will be better than this because now I've been saving daily, I save monthly, I save money that comes into my account unexpected. Instead of me lavishing it, I put them into better use. And after that, leaving my marriage, I started a YouTube channel. I'm working on in 2 years, starting my ready to wear business, creating multiple streams of income without a man sitting me down and telling me this is where you should go and this is where you should not go. And who told you after children you don't have life again? Some women have centered everything around them just for their family. I understand family is good. I understand. But even our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not just rely, did not just stop at maintaining his family. He extended every single aspect of his life into the society. Aisha, Khadija, every single one of them did not restrict every single thing they do in their family. They extended everything, even with children, even when they are being questioned by their own religion and they, in fact, They spend a lot of time addressing the society than they are addressing their family. So, what is your problem? You don't need to listen to the society. They are there because you're feeding them. They expect you to be the perfect mother. I remember there was a time one of my sis then would tell me, I'm married now. I can't actually work again. In the morning when I wake up, I have to feed the children, prepare the house, arrange for my husband. He will come back around 7 p.m., sometimes 8. I'm not saying you shouldn't be paid. What happens to you balancing your marriage and your career? There are so many women out there living this life. Because you're married does not mean you shouldn't have a life. I've had sisters, relatives that have stopped their education because of marriage. I've done it once, and where am I now? Not because you can't be in a better place, but I've done it for the wrong person. You might actually do it for the right person, but I'm only telling you to still caution of what is about to happen. It might go good, and it might as well go bad. When you have kids, you shouldn't stop. You should continue. In fact, you should continue because those children you have, you want them to look up to you and see life, not seeing the end of it. Haven't you realized that sometimes the kind of family children come from facilitate the kind of life they have? If I come from a family that is wealthy, I will live for nothing outside money. If I come from a family that is full of din, I will live for nothing outside din. If I come from a family that have money and din, I will live for nothing that goes outside din and money, and that is the way everything happens. What do you want your children to see? You just keep having the same lifestyle over and over again because of what people has to say. You don't have to wait on that. Even with children, you can still have your life. You can still pursue a degree. You can pursue your career. You can have your dream business, your dream body, your dream lifestyle, your dream daily routine. Don't just keep repeating the same routine over and over and over again. You deserve more than that. When I started convincing myself that I'm worthy of every good thing the world has to offer, I was able to come up with a book which is the World Breaker Mindset and Affirmation, which is going to be one of the free ebooks I'm going to be giving out for my program and rebuilding your life masterclass very soon, towards the end of this year, inshallah. I was able to write this book out of some notions I have developed over the years that if you don't start breaking the rules, you don't start questioning why, you won't start having a life full of purpose, and you are worthy of every good thing the world has to offer. The sixth societal expectation I have actually learned from the society is that a woman should have less financial ambition. The society always expects that a husband should have more money, more standards, more lifestyle, more career opportunity, more finances than the wife. And when the wife is moving so high that is going over and beyond what the husband should have, she should be questioned. And even if she is in position to hold lot of this possession, she needs to start handing over to the husband. Why is that so? When people come to me as Muslims that Khadija, radiallahu ta'ala anha, she gave our wealth to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? Then I'm going to ask them, who sat Khadija down to tell her to give her wealth to him? If you can get me the person that sat her down, that gave her that orientation, and she stopped it, I'm going to do just that. But as long as I'm still convinced that she studied Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam herself and understood that this man is of integrity, she felt safe within his hands. That was when she was able to let go of her fortune to him. And the prophet never questioned most of her authority. In fact, she is the advisor, she was the safe arms for prophet. Until she died, the prophet never had the intention to get married to any other woman. Why are we coining everything? Why are we toiling with everything? Why are we just trying to bend and maneuver just to suit things for us? Because I don't know why. They will come to you and they will tell you, colleague, don't preach to me because I already know. It is when you don't understand the thing. That's where the problem comes in. You don't even understand where this is going. Somebody will now come to you, brainwash you with things that are not there, and you just accept blindly. Who told you you shouldn't pursue financial ambition? I can have my business and earn millions and billions of dollars more than my husband. But that does not mean I'm not submissive. Or maybe because some of our women too, when they have the money, they eventually turn the hands of time and start being submissive. And even this husband, some of them, naturally, their mindset is that when their wife is more than them, she will go out of hand. And they fear that men are always afraid of not being in control. And when their control is being questioned, they feel it is a threat and they need to be able to contain the situation with force. But freedom is not given, it is taken. That's it. To me, freedom is not given, it is taken. If you choose to control me and subject me to choices, then I need to start taking my freedom. I'm not waiting for you to give me. I will take it myself. Because I can't allow you live a life full of your own choices and leave me off, living as if I don't even exist. It does not make I can't go back to that life. I know what it feels like. I can't go back anymore. I can't. That life has passed. So you need to understand, even when you're married, you are in a home and you have financial stability than your husband. Please and please don't let that get into your head. And when you're sure that it is not getting into your head, you are supporting your husband. I think the thing you can actually do is sometimes you have to, you know, you don't let him see some kind of stability you have. If it's the kind of person that will question it, you should keep some things away from him so that it won't start creating problems. And this expectation is just that people are trying to keep you in control. They don't want you to own your own voice and be your. Now, what if that husband, what if he dies? What if something, what if he gets married to another wife? Won't I be able to fend for myself and my children? It shows you're not making me independent. You're making me, they want us to be dependent on them. And when things not happen, they rub it on our faces again. So I think the financial stability, please pursue your financial goals and maintain the stability. Please. And I think the next thing that has to do with societal expectations, especially for the married, is that when it comes to marriage, you have to be secretive to protect your own. I understand that at a point in time it works, but it doesn't last. Because when you're having issues, it has affected me. When you're having issues in your marriage and you realize it is getting out of hand. You can't actually control things. You've tried. It is time to start speaking up. Not speaking up to the relative. Start speaking up to the right people. Because when you go to the side of your husband, they will support in one way or the other. When you go to the side of yourself, the wife, they will support you one way or the other. But when you and your husband go to the right channel, marriage counselor, advisor, you go for lectures, not to the pastors or the imams, that you know their home is not even, they will start preaching the Bible and quoting verses of the Quran that does not even serve what you're looking for. They are not being objective. They are only trying to make you alone be the only one that will put in the work without telling the husband to also do the needful. I'm not talking about those kind of people. I'm talking about those that are objective, that knows exactly how to do with relationship and marriages. So when they tell you to be secretive, you can understand that from the point of, oh yes, you don't actually want us to break open our relationship. But at the same time, you need to talk to the right people so you can get the right help. There are so many societal expectations, but I think through my journey, I have actually learned this major seven. And I can tell you that when you are living by expectations, you are limiting yourself. You just have to question all those rules so you can have a life for yourself. Marriage, relationship, being a woman is interesting. Things shouldn't be this difficult. Everybody should be able to attain a level in life. But what happens when we are not willing to give ourselves that space to be who we are? We need to be able to see ourselves for who we are so we can actually become that person. And when you stop living for this expectation, realize that you have a lot within you to offer than anybody can possibly imagine. You need to see yourself for who you are first before somebody else can see you for who you are. But sometimes we might not see ourselves for who we are. That is why the universe has also helped us one way or the other to make people call our attention to it. There are times that I'm questioned by my own existence too. Sometimes I will just stumble on somebody that will give me a word of encouragement. Like there was a time a teacher was actually offered a work in my workplace, and she just came to me that morning and said, "Wow, you're very good. I like the way you communicate with the students. You play with them. At the same time, you also give them that barrier. The way you maintain your teaching and your communication with them. I so much love it that any place would definitely appreciate you working there. And I've been to one or your two classes and I see the way you teach the students, and I really wish I could be like you." And that morning, I was actually feeling down. And what this person said elevated me in a way. Sometimes we might not see ourselves for who we are. And when we are walking through the path of becoming our own woman, we are also going to be questioned. That is why people like that, the universe as a whole, is always bringing people like that. But because there is a part of me that I've seen myself for who I was, just that I slipped off and I forgot to acknowledge that part of me. Somebody came again to remind me. So even when you're on the right path, and there are days that people have even come to me to rub it on my face that I should go and look for a job. I can't have this kind of life. I'm just living in I'm delusional, this one and that one. There are days like that. But you have to be able to match it up and put yourself first. Societal expectations are only going to rip you off your choices and to blindfold you for the kind of person you want to become. I'm going to be sharing societal expectations as a single mother in my next video. Until I see you in my next one. Bye.